Come on, guys. Just because I was able to help out with Bloodborne doesn't mean you could be all depressed about it.
He's right, you know. You can't be depressed forever.
What are you talking about? You're pouting too.
No, I'm not. Your face looked funny when you pout, so I decided to copy you.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
I know what will cheer you up. An RPG.
You know, that's the smartest thing I've heard all day.
Excellent. And I have the perfect RPG for what the hell is that?
An RPG?
That wasn't the kind I was talking about.
It's exactly the kind of RPG I was talking about.
Wait. What if I showed you an RPG game that you would like? You have 10 seconds to show me a role-playing game that I would like before I blow your head clean off. Along with the rest of you. And half your room. Oh look! You just ran out of time. Will protect me? God damn it, that's not fair. Everyone likes The Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, come on. I highly doubt everyone likes Legend of Dragoon. I should know. Me and him have been friends since the 1st grade.
What? Right, I forgot. He has an imaginary friend. It's called Everyone.
He's not imaginary. He actually exists. He could just only be seen by his friends, like me.
Alright. We believe you. And fine. I'll let you live for one more day. However, you will have to find and help me with a part of the game I've never done. Which is impossible since I have done everything in that game. Did you beat Magician Faust? Who? Well... Hello everyone, and welcome to Gamers in Need, the show that's going to be blown up if this doesn't pan out well. The Legend of Dragoon for the Sony PlayStation is not your average RPG. Released in December 2nd, 1999 in Japan, June 11th, 2000 in North America, and January 19th, 2001 in Europe, it added a new twist to attacking enemies rather than just spamming the X button the whole time by making you hit the X button at particular times to do a combo, or as this game calls them, additions, resulting with dealing more damage to your opponents. Fans of the game all agree that they would love to see a sequel made, and I'm all for that as well, as long as they don't ruin it, which, to be honest, they probably would. I absolutely love this game. Now, I know I've said that Earthbound is my favorite RPG of all time, and it still is, but The Legend of Dragoon is tied with Chrono Trigger as a very close second. I played this game almost every year, just like I do with Earthbound, yet every time I've played, I've never encountered anyone named Magician Faust. I did know that there was probably a tough boss that you fight when you collect all 50 Stardust, but I never took the time to look for them all. Well, I'm not about to let this go without trying it first, so why don't we look into fighting all the optional bosses while we make our way to Magician Faust himself.
This boss of yours better be real. You're just wasting my time here. I'm blowing you up with a real RPG.
Take it easy, Jack. We'll get there.
Jack? Who are you talking to?
You. You are sort of my jackass version, so I called you Jack.
Everyone said that's the perfect name for you.
Just go on with the show. First, let's talk about the characters. Even though I use the same characters for all of the bosses, I will sometimes recommend the use of other characters, but it's your choice as to which character you use. The characters I chose to fight against the optional bosses were as followed. Dart, because I had to. Even so, I probably would have had Dart in my party anyway, as would a lot of people.
Granted, he was slower than my other two characters, but he could take a lot more hits than the other two could, so it made up for it. Hashel, because his additions made you feel so badass when you completed them. With the Bandit Ring equipped and the repetitive item speed up, he was capable of getting 2 or 3 turns in before the enemies, and when his additions are maxed out, he will do more damage than Dart. Just don't let him get hit by magic. Meru, because her additions are fun. Meru could sometimes be faster than even Hashel depending on what you have equipped on them. As such, Meru can get a few turns in before the enemies as well. Meru has the highest magical defense than any other character, yet her health and defense are low. She has a decent magical attack, but even so, I only use her Rainbow Breath healing spell to keep everyone healthy. With a Mage Ring equipped, Meru will also recover 10 MP every turn, except when she's a Dragoon, and Rainbow Breath only costs 20 MP.
With these 3 characters, I had some difficulty with some of the optional bosses, but in most cases I fought and defeated them with ease. Take note that 2 of these optional bosses I am fighting for the first time in this video, and they both defeated me the first time around. So if my strategy for those 2 bosses seemed like I took the hard way...
Wait!
What is it, Ein?
I have something to say. It's very important.
I highly doubt that.
Well, we might as well give him a chance. Go on and say what's on your mind.
Warning! The rest of this video may contain spoilers. If you have not yet beaten the game mentioned in this video and do not wish for things to be spoiled, please stop watching the video now. You have been warned.
You know, you would think that would have been said before this video even started.
Are we not going to question what had just happened to his voice there?
I figured I had to warn everyone. I'm not sure if you beat this game yet or not.
Let's just finish this.
No? I guess not? Okay. Starting off is Kami the Wolf. I always thought Kami was mandatory until I decided to check and see if he could be skipped. To my surprise, he could, which is why I don't have Meru in this battle, as she had left to go see her parents. Rose left as well, so if you went too far near the exit to the forest before going up against Kami, you won't have these 2 characters for use. To initiate the battle with him, you must approach the child pacing around the platform in the northeastern part of the Evergreen Forest. After the wolf runs off with the child, with the 2 hunters right behind him, you must travel to the northwestern part to the area just above the knight standing guard. If you are ready, approach the wolf seen in the distance, and when prompted, choose to advance. This will begin the sequence that starts the fight against him.
The actual battle against the wolf isn't too hard. He mostly uses physical attacks, and the only attack you really have to look out for is his howl, as it can cause a status alignment such as stun. Being a wolf, he can be rather quick, so having a fast character such as Hashel, Rose, or Meru can really help out when it comes to attacking and healing. If his status alignment moves are annoying to you, have Meru or Shauna use their healing spells, as they will cancel out status alignments. Or you could turn into a Dragoon, which cancels out / prevents status alignments anyway.
You get 8,000 XP and a Darkness Stone for beating the wolf, not to mention the measly 500 gold from the knight in town, but the feeling you get from doing a good thing and helping the town out is much more of a reward, right? Right? No? You just wanted to kill something? Alright. The Sfire Edge is next. To get to this big guy, you need to head north of the room where the healing and save points are in Cadessa. You will find yourself in a warp puzzle of sorts where you must walk into the right warp panel in the order of when the species depicted above the panels themselves got their intelligence. You could simply walk into every one of them randomly until you got the correct order, as there is no consequence for getting the wrong order. However, what kind of help would I be if I didn't tell you that the correct order is... First, the one on the far right. They don't specify what the symbol above it meant. Second, the one on the far left, with the big Giganto on it. Third, 2 away from the Giganto with the Minito on it. Fourth, the one to the right of the last one with the dragon on it. Fifth, the one to the right of the last one with the human on it. Sixth, finally the one in between the Giganto and the Minito with the Wingly on it.
Once you complete this puzzle, a warp elevator will drop, allowing you to go to the room where the Sfire Edge waits. The boss itself isn't too difficult, although your first target should be the body if you want to kill it quickly. And you may want to kill this boss quickly, cause trust me, you don't want his lives to reach 0. It has attacks that can target one or all of your characters, dealing between 200 to 600 points of damage when you are not a Dragoon, especially if you use a character with a low defense such as Meru. Sfire Edge has a low magic defense. As such, focus on using your most powerful magic attacks and keep your health up with items or magic.
Your reward for beating this boss is 4,000 XP, 200 gold, a healing ring, and another path to the actual boss in Cadessa. Apart from the healing rain, not really worth the trouble if you ask me.
Next up is the Poulter Armor. This boss can be found in Snowfield once you drop from the slope at the westernmost point. Following this path will lead you to an abandoned fortress called Fort Magrad and a piece of Rose's past.
In case you were interested in knowing everything about her.
Once Rose finishes having flashbacks, the Poulter Armor will reveal itself. The boss has 3 separate parts of his self that you could target: Poulter Helm, Poulter Sword, and of course Poulter Armor. The first thing you want to take out is the sword, as it can instantly kill one of your characters either at any point or whenever you kill any of the other pieces. The next should be the Poulter Helm, as it can use command block, which of course will block a random command of one of your characters. If you feel more threatened by the helm, then by all means kill that first, but I found the sword to be a bit more of a pain. Once the sword is gone, it will kill one of your characters before dying itself, so be prepared to use an angel prayer. The Poulter Armor is not just going to sit around and let you kill off its other pieces, however. It will constantly be launching powerful magic attacks at you. As such, having a character with a high magical defense such as Meru is essential. However, if you take Meru to this fight, she should just focus on healing, as even with her magic defense, the Poulter Armor causes a lot of damage, between 200 and a massive 2,000 to Hashel with his low magic defense. However, he is pretty useful too, as he has no elemental weaknesses. You could just equip him up to raise his magical defense.
Once beaten, the Poulter Armor will give you 6,000 XP, 200 gold, a smoke ball, and Dart's best weapon, Soul Eater. Just be careful if you equip it, as this will take a small portion of Dart's health every turn. You can also obtain an Armor of Yore and a Panic Bell from the chest nearby. If they interest you, that is. Next are the 4 dead Dragoons of the past. These use the same moves and has the same strengths and weaknesses as your own Dragoon, so take that into account when you fight them. I stuck with my standard team, as Hashel has no elemental weaknesses, and Meru is only weak to fire, which none of these bosses have. Rose would also be a good choice as well, however 3 of the 4 Dragoons have a fairly low magic defense. As such, Meru is the better choice.
Kansas, the Violet Dragoon, hits fast and hits hard.
Giggity.
Hashel is a good choice, as he will match Kansas in both power and speed. Luckily, like Hashel, Kansas can only hit one target at a time, but may attack several times in a row with his high speed. Kansas will favor physical attacks, throwing in a couple magic attacks into the mix. Like Hashel, he has a low magic defense, so hit him with your best magic attacks while keeping yourself healthy. None of your characters are weak to Kansas's element, but at the same time he has no elemental weakness. Seavail, the Jade Dragoon, will swap between physical and magical attacks. Like Albert, he has quite a low magical defense, so use that against him. He can attack one character or all depending on which spell he uses. From what I've read, he does not possess the Rose Storm spell, which I can confirm as he did not use it at all throughout my battle with him. Seavail is of course weak to earth magic. Damia, the Blue Sea Dragoon, will mostly favor the use of magic over anything else. Like Meru, she is fast, yet unlike Meru, she seems to take more damage from magic attacks rather than physical ones. Compared to the other 3 Dragoons, however, she takes the least amount of damage from magic. Damia may possess the use of Rainbow Breath, but she never used it during my battle, so maybe she doesn't. Damia is weak against fire, which luckily is Dart's element. However, Dart will take considerable amounts of damage from Damia's magic attacks as well. Finally, Belzac, the Golden Dragoon, has a high defense and high attack. However, he is slow and is extremely vulnerable to magic attacks. His physical attack is what you have to watch out for, but he will use a bit of magic as well, since all of his spells hit all characters. Focus on attacking him with magic, preferably of the wind element, as that is his weakness.
Ultimately, you get nothing by defeating all 4 Dragoons. However, each Dragoon gives you 6,000 XP, 300 gold, and a ring accessory of their specific color, which boosts your defense of that type. Example, Violet Ring boosts your resistance of thunder moves. Now, we could do Magician Floss next, but he is our ultimate goal, so let's save him for last. As such, the next optional bosses are the 3 Dragon Spirits of the Death City Mayfill. These spirits use the same moves as the dragons you fought through the entire game, so nothing here should surprise you.
The first being the soul of Fairbrand,
Green Dragon weak against Earth.
who is the easiest to fight as he only targets one character at a time. He can cause stun, but he still shouldn't be too hard. Once beaten, he will give you 4,000 XP, 200 gold, and a downburst. The second being the soul of Regol,
Blue Dragon weak against Fire.
who mostly has multi-target attacks but mixes in its single-target attack as well. This battle shouldn't be too hard, with its best attack dealing around 450 points of damage to Dart in Dragoon form, of course. Once beaten, he will grant you 6,000 XP, 300 gold, and a frozen jet. Finally, the third one is the Soul of the Divine Dragon. This one can be tougher or easier than Faust will, depending on how your characters are equipped. As before, it can attack all characters with every move. The Divine Cannon may hit just 2 if its initial target is not Dart. You also can't target and or shut down its Divine Cannon and its Divine Ball. As such, it has free reign to use these attacks at will. To top it all off, the Dragon Block Staff is naturally not in effect during this battle, unlike your previous one with this mighty dragon. Because of this, the Soul of the Divine Dragon is at full power! However, the upside to this is you have full use of your Dragoons. With these in mind, just keep attacking it with your best magic spells, as he is weak to magic, until it goes down, but be mindful of your health. Having magic defense boosting equipment will help, as most of the dragon's attacks are magic based. The repetitive item Magic Barrier will help here, as it will completely negate 3/4 of the dragon's attacks for 3 turns on one character. Once beaten, you will get 8,000 XP, 400 gold, a flash haul, and a D-Stone amulet from the chest the soul was hovering above.
Finally, after all that, we get to Magician Faust. He is hidden away in the Tower of Flanvel, the place where you fought Lloyd. To get to him, proceed through the tower until you get to the save point that was just before Lloyd. Jump on the warp panel opposite the one you arrived, and Faust will be there to greet you.
Okay, so it's more like he's warning you, but if I were you, I would listen to what he says. You can, however, take the therapy ring located in the chest near him, which is pretty useful as it will negate the negative effect of Dart's Soul Eater weapon you get from the Poulter Armor.
Now back to Faust. If you were to face him now, you would get murdered. Even if you survived his onslaught of magic, you wouldn't be able to harm him, as it's not really him, but a copy of himself. In order to do battle with him, you must seek out all 50 pieces of Stardust and give them to Marcel in Rouge. Unfortunately, I don't have time in this video to show you where all of the Stardust are hidden. However, I can give you a link to a website which will show you where each piece is. That link will be in the description below.
Once you give away the last Stardust and save a life, you will be given the Vanishing Stone, which is the item that will vanquish Faust's apparition and grant you access to another warp maze in the Tower of Flanvel. As you go through the maze, you will come across a sort of halfway point which contains a save point and a chest containing a dragon helm, which, when equipped, increases a character's health by 50%.
I gave this to Dart as Meru already had a dragon helm, which I believe I picked up around the time I fought the Divine Dragon on the Mountain of Mortal Dragon. The helm really helped Dart survive Faust's constant magic attacks.
Your goal in the warp maze is to cause a platform at the bottom to fall by trying to walk on the 3 bridges holding it up. Once you walk over the 3rd one, the platform will fall, and at the bottom you will meet the real Magician Faust. The battle can be really hard if you aren't prepared for it. Faust deals a tremendous amount of magical damage to all or one character. Your best way of beating him will be to have a legend cask or 2, which will cause his attacks to do little damage or miss the character who wears them. Any accessories you may have that reduce magical damage really help here as well. If you are able to, having every character equipped with their specific armor that completely negates their element would definitely help, but I managed to beat him without them. Faust can do 2 or 3 attacks in a row, so keep an eye on your health and don't let any characters get below half their health. In Meru's case, however, make sure she has full health at all times. As far as attacking him goes, he is incredibly weak to physical attacks, but has a decent amount of health. Having a character with a strong physical attack such as Kongol or even Hashel will help a lot, just make sure they are protected from magic. Doubling Dart's health with armor or accessories will help him survive Foth's onslaught, and having a character with a high magic defense like Meru will help as well. Just make sure she is also equipped with health boosting items. One last thing, you may have noticed the little minions Foth has with them. Just ignore them. You can't even target them, and they only seem to aid Foth in launching his more powerful attacks.
Beating Foth will not be easy, but once beaten, he will drop 20,000 experience points, 10,000 gold, which is enough to buy you another item like the Legend Cask, and a Phantom Shield, which reduces damage from all attacks by half. You can also obtain a magical hat, a holy ankh, and a dancer's ring from the chest nearby. Once you have beaten Foth, the final boss will seem like a joke as they have similar magic attacks. Sadly, despite the connection between the final boss and Foth, I'll let you figure that one out, the story doesn't change at all. Not even a little. Yet it is still a feat worth bragging about considering the amount of time it takes to obtain all of the Stardust and the difficulty of Foth himself. So, Jack, did that do anything for you?
I have mixed emotions about this. I feel fulfilled for pretty much doing everything that I can in Legend of the Dragoon. Yet I am sad and angry that you did an episode of Gamers in Need that I found helpful.
It's okay. Everyone needs help once in a while. In fact, I think he may need help right now.
I'm right. That's why I make these videos. There will always be gamers out there that are in need of help with the game, and I've always liked helping people out.
See, Jack? Corman isn't a bad guy. It really is what's on the inside that counts.
Inside? You know? You're right. Why didn't I think of that before? Let's go, Ein. We must return home and think on this.
Oh yeah. How did you guys get here? I guess some questions aren't meant to be answered.
Who are you talking to? YouTubers.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to see more episodes of Gamers in Need, click the link on the left for the full playlist. If you are short on time but still want some tips and tricks, click the link on the right for Gamers in Need Quickie. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or let me know what games you want to see in the future in the comments below. Now, if you excuse me, I have to learn some vocabulary from an orange and white hamster. So until next time, I'll see you guys next level.